you are where you are because of your choices, and you gain those choices or you made those choices because of your current belief system. In order to change your life, you have to change your belief system. What you see about yourself, what you believe about yourself is not necessarily the actions, but the mindset you sustain in taking those actions. You see, when you say she's way out of my league, or I don't believe I can get this promotion, it's not for me. The mind is very objective. It can't distinguish reality from falsehood. That's why you can think a thought and cry physical tears. When you say that, your mindset begins to align your choices to make that proclamation a self-fulfilling prophecy. And when you fail in that activity, or when you say she's out of your league and you're around her and you're fidgeting and you're avoiding her eyes and taking these actions subconsciously, so, and most of you are not discerning to actually sit down and say, how did my day go today? Why did I do this? What's the philosophy behind this action? Why did I go that way instead of this way? Until you begin to see yourself as an observer, like you could come out of your own body and watch the actions you take, you will never move forward. That's the first thing. Your mindset determines what you gain in your life. Your bank balance is a direct reflection of your mindset, because you are paid in proportion to how valuable you're perceived. Most people, you who's watching this video, you are very valuable. You've done everything you've known to do. You believe, everybody knows when it's few more strikes to be good. This result is yours. It's time for you to leave this level. But yet you do not see the pertinent reality that attributes to that belief system. So what could be wrong? In my own life, I deferred starting my own company. I deferred starting my own software company. I deferred acquiring my first rental property. Why? I said I was in college. Maybe when I get money, I get more money. I'm still not building the rental property. It all came down to this belief that I didn't want to confront tenants who were twice my age. I didn't want to evict tenants when they default, and just 6-year-old is crying their eyes out while I'm throwing their things out. I didn't want to go through all the stress of managing properties and managing people. So this belief, I didn't have to vocalize it, but this belief baked into my subconscious and was ultimately governing my actions, and my actions are a determinant for the quality of my life. So when I identified those beliefs, I asked myself, why don't I want to confront this tenant? Oh, they might be twice my age, and I didn't like initially to be in this kind of structured environment. Say you're having a tenant meeting. Also, I believe I am a very ambitious man, and once I start reaping the dividends from that investment, I would love to scale it. Scaling it means creating a team. Creating a team means managing a team, having people look up to you, not just for the business or see you as someone who makes the final decision, but brings their own life problem, because your result in every activity or in any aspect is what gives you authority to address matters, and they see you as someone who has results in this area. Of course, they'll bring their life problems to you. Do I want to go through all those stresses? So it's because of those activities I was avoiding that ultimately made me to deter building my own first rental property. As I identified those, I noticed that I was becoming like the people I said I wouldn't become. I have so many people around me who regret so many things they didn't do. They say, oh, I wish I did this, I wish I did that, I would have been X place by now. The reality of things is time waits for no one. There's something you want to do it now. Imagine if I had deterred building my first rental property and waited till I was out of college. Where would I be? Perhaps I wouldn't even have the money to start. But starting now, taking action now, you realize that the progress you would have made up until the point you wanted to start would be more beneficial. Your learning curve would have been optimized than taking action now. Timing matters in anything. Even entrepreneurs will let you know. Great innovators will tell you timing matters in everything. Sometimes it's not necessarily your product, but it's the time when you release that product. So I've learned a lot of things about managing people. It's my I'm not up to a year in the rental property business, but within these 4 months of acquiring those properties, I've learned a whole lot. So if there's something you want to do, you want to start a YouTube channel, you're waiting for a camera, clear out your phone storage. Start now. You want to talk to that girl or boy. Why wait till you buy a car or you get this new clothes or change your wardrobe? Then you confront this person you want to talk to. If that's your belief system, then you're placing your identity is hinged on external things, which is very dangerous for you. What happens when you lose that car or you lose those clothes? What happens if you're ill dressed and you stumble into this person you desire to talk to? Your confidence shouldn't be based on externalities. And I'm not saying you should dress badly, or when people listen to teachings like this, it reinforces their innate desire to look unkempt. But the reality of things is people judge a book by its cover. Even you judge a book by its cover. When someone who's more likely to get the job? Someone who's putting on a suit or someone who's ill dressed for the occasion? Like, specifics or competence out of the way, just judged by appearance, who's more likely to get the job? Exactly. People, as much as people say they don't judge a book by a cover, they really do. That's the first thing. Don't place your identity on external things. Be yourself. Believe that you can do it. What's the theme for this discussion again? Oh yeah, your mind. So your mindset would always reflect in the kind of choices you make. Also, I told myself I don't want expansion. So I would decline certain podcasts, I would decline certain shows because I don't want to expose myself. I had this wrong belief that I had to make $1 million in order to put myself out there. Why? I don't want to be the guy who's famous and broke. I'm not necessarily broke, but I'm not broke, but I wanted a level of finances that can fund that newly attained thing. I asked myself, you claim your mindset is bulletproof. Are you going to mesh into people's expectations about you? Why do you have to buy certain things you don't need in order to maintain a lifestyle? Yeah. So after I got that out of the way, I began to push for expansion, putting myself out there, making new relationships. Even a buddy of mine who was offering his service for way less, and he wanted to increase the service, but he had this imposter syndrome. He didn't believe he was worth it. His competitors were already pricing their services higher than that. And he, he's a big donator. He believes in charity, fighting, and all of that. Then I said to him, increasing your or pricing your product to base value, wouldn't that mean a bigger check for the church and the charity foundation? I could see he lit up and said, why not 10K instead of 2K? Yeah. So align your beliefs to your desires. Align what you want to your desire. That's the first thing. In my own scenario, I want to make as much money as possible. I'm a ruthless capitalist. I want to make money as much as possible. That was my desire. Also, to buy back the time of people I care about. Don't like seeing people I care about working. So, this video, I hope you've gotten value from it. Sit with yourself, identify why you don't want to do certain things. And it's very uncomfortable because I've put this discussion, I'll say, okay, when I'm done with this or everything on my task list, then I'll have this conversation. But the reality of things is before you get to the end of your task list, is either the day would have run out or you'd have been engaged in some activity that enables you not to do it. So you've created a legal system for yourself that gives you authority to not do the things you're supposed to do and not feel bad about it as well. It's not my fault that the days run out. It's not my fault that I had to get groceries. And sometimes what I notice is some people, even when they're done with their frivolous tasks, and it's time to confront that which they say they will do. They leave the house or do something which is not necessarily important, like go grocery shopping, even though they can delegate that activity. So, my friends, take action today. As always, have that conversation. Webchon family is us against the princes of this world. They can't stop us. See you in the next one.